Hello and welcome to this video, which is a review of this fella right here, the Galaxy Gear smartwatch, which was released about 3 weeks ago today, October 3rd or October 4th, 2013. This guy was released alongside the Galaxy Note 3 here in Canada, and the launch of this product was probably one of the worst, if not the worst, product launches I have ever seen since I started making YouTube videos here on the internet. No one knew, in Canada anyways, what the Galaxy Gear was. I went to Bell. No one knew. TELUS, Future Shop, Rogers. I actually had to explain to the guy from Best Buy Mobile what the Galaxy Gear was. He had absolutely no idea. He tried to sell me some Sanyo smartphone when I asked him about it. Finally, with a grain of hope, I found a fella in the Source in the Eden Center here in Toronto who actually knew what the Galaxy Gear was. He was actually wearing a Pebble smartwatch and wanted me to unbox the Galaxy Gear in front of him, but I said, no, I don't fake those unboxings for you guys. Took it home and unboxed it there. So first of all, in Canada, it was ridiculously hard to find. And another thing I want to say about the launch of this product is that Samsung launches this brand new watch, this brand new smartwatch. It's one of the first in its category of technology pieces. There was the Pebble before it, but Samsung's really the first big competitor in the industry. You know, they're before Apple, they're before LG, they're before all those companies to actually release a smartwatch to the public. And they release it having it not being compatible with their flagship phone. Why the hell isn't the Galaxy Gear compatible with the Samsung Galaxy S4? It is your flagship phone. It is your phone that probably outsold the Note 3 by 10 times. And this product, it's not even supported. I was on the phone with Samsung support for like 20 minutes before the guy realized, oh, you know what? It probably doesn't support the Samsung Galaxy S4 yet. It doesn't support the firmware that I have. It's not out to the public. And when I asked them when it would be out to the public, they said that Samsung hadn't even received the new Android 10.3 or 10.4, whatever it is, SDK from Google yet. So we've still got quite a ways before this is going to be compatible with the S4. So what a great way to start off with your product. And if you guys can tell already, this review ain't going to be pretty. One, the launch sucked. Two, why wouldn't you make it compatible with your Galaxy S4s? I mean, I looked up the stats, the sales of the Note 3, I couldn't find them, but I can't imagine that the sales of the Note 3 were so groundbreaking and so, you know, record-shattering that you would make enough money to gain enough market share with this Note 3. I mean, I did read online that phablets, they called them, with the screen size between like 5 and 6 inches, which the Note 3 has, only take up 6% of the market share. And that's not just the Note 3, that's the phones with 5.5 to 6 inch display size, which the Note falls into. So that's pretty wild. But I mean, with an unbiased heart, let's start this review. First of all, the hardware of it is a stainless steel housing on top, rubber wristband around. Quite honestly, it feels a little bit uncomfortable on the wrist. It does feel kind of like a massive watch on your wrist. And I was watching a few other reviews that said that when you're typing or when you're doing something on a desk, the watch can get in the way. And that is true because the bottom of it has this stainless steel housing here to protect the speaker, and I believe there's a microphone in there, but it can definitely get in the way. And I just overall felt that the design and the build of it was pretty clunky. And it's certainly not as fashionable as a nice Guess watch, which is, as we'll learn, half the price. Specs inside this thing, it has a 1.6 inch LCD display with a 320 by 320 resolution. And I actually thought that the display was fantastic. A lot of people were complaining that in the outdoor mode it was kind of hard to see, but I had absolutely no trouble outside, inside, ever seeing the display. As soon as I went outside, it automatically, the brightness went up or I turned it on. There's actually an outdoor mode on the watch that makes the phone a little bit brighter, and I had no problem making out any of the applications, the time, anything like that. So the display is fantastic. The camera inside it takes pictures that store to your 4 gigabytes of internal memory on the watch, and then you can transfer those photos straight to your device or just keep them on the watch if you want them there. But the only way to get those photos onto the computer is then you have to transfer them to your phone and then to your computer or wherever you want to do with them. For a spy camera or just the camera on a watch, I thought that it took pretty decent pictures. I mean, obviously I wasn't expecting like 5D Mark III capabilities from this camera, but I thought that it took decent photos in like well-lit locations. And then I'm going to actually toss in a video clip right here that I took today so you guys can see the 720p video quality with this watch. Okay, so this is a 15-second video with the 720p watch. I'm just filming this while I'm filming the kind of cutscenes in the video. I've got my 5D, my light,
laptop in the back, and this table is being supported by cups right now, and oh my goodness.
Another big feature that this watch boasted was the fact that you could, pick up a phone call with it. You could talk to people through your watch and just keep your phone connected with Bluetooth in your pocket or somewhere else. And it did really work well. I mean, this is one of the very few features that is supported by the Galaxy S4 at this point in time, and not because of NFC, but because of just Bluetooth technology that I can actually slide to answer a call on my watch. And for the longest time I was walking around like this, talking to people, kind of holding an earpiece in my ear. People thought I was the NSA, people were giving me strange looks, but then I realized that you can just comfortably rest your hands down by your side while you're walking about the house, or maybe you're at your desk doing work, and the microphone is well capable of picking that up. The only problem I had was when I was walking outside, it was a little bit hard to hear the actual ear speaker from this distance, from the distance of my wrist to my ear. So when I was walking outside, I did still have to do this. But if you're walking outside, I mean, just grab your phone, because you look like an idiot doing this. The apps on this device were, they're pretty rudimentary. You've got a pedometer, just like a Nike Fuel Band. It'll tell you, how many kilometers you walked. Actually, I've got that pedometer right up there. It'll tell you how many kilometers you walked, how many steps you took. And I thought that it was fairly inaccurate, actually, because when I do like this, I think it counts this as the step. So here I am running a 42K marathon right now. So it wasn't that accurate. If you want, you can install third-party applications, but oh wait, only if you have a Note 3, because the S4 isn't supported yet. So again, we go back to the fact, why did you release a watch that you wanted to do well, but then made it only compatible with probably what is like 6% market share of your overall total sales? Now, the final thing that I want to talk about in this review, we've talked about the applications, which are pretty much non-existent unless you have a Note 3. We've talked about the camera, which I was actually fairly impressed with. We've talked about the build quality, which was, yes, clunky, but I have to admit, pretty durable. We've talked about the display, which is nice. Now I want to talk about the price. I want to talk about this nail in the coffin. That is a $329.99 price tag in Canada, $299 down in the United States of America. What were they thinking when they thought, let's ask upwards of $400, pretty much I think it was $387 with tax that I paid for this thing, for a smartwatch that isn't compatible with like 90% of our market share. The Pebble smartwatch, you have to forgive me because I don't know the exact statistics of this. I believe it's $149. Was a Kickstarter project, is compatible with pretty much every iPhone. I'm probably compatible with my Samsung Galaxy S4, is half the price of this thing. So what do I think of it? What do I think you should do? I think that this is a really rushed product. Samsung saw the fact that no one else had done it yet. They wanted to be the first one to the market, and quite honestly, they tanked. And other people are saying, it's almost there. It'll almost be there. I don't think that the smartwatch will ever be a big thing. How lazy and how hard is it? How lazy are you that you can't pull your phone out of your pocket to answer a call? Having said all this, I really do want to try Google Glass though, because instead of just raising my wrist to answer the call, I just want to click a button on my glasses. Yes, I am the biggest hypocrite in the world, but I just don't think that the smartwatch will ever be a thing, because literally, what more can they do with it? Yes, they can make it smaller. Yes, they can make it thinner. But feature-wise, unless holograms and holographic technology is, widely used in the next 5-10 years, I can't see the smartwatch ever taking off. And these are just my thoughts. What do you guys think about the Samsung Galaxy Gear? Post it in the comments down below. I don't know if you guys went out and bought one, or if you were smart enough not to buy one. Let me know. And I'd be happy to answer you or answer any questions that you may have about the Galaxy Gear smartwatch. My name's Luke DiMarco. This has been yet another informative review of the Samsung Galaxy Gear, and I will see you in the next video.